we are here in the Artipia Games booth, and we're talking to Konstantinos. Konstantinos is the designer of the hot new game Drumroll, and in just a second he's going to show us everything there is about Drumroll. How you doing this morning, Konstantinos?
I'm fine. How are you?
Excellent. Well, we're really excited to be here to check out this game. It's had a lot of buzz in the few weeks leading up to the convention, and now we finally get to see it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the theme, the components, and the mechanics of Drumroll?
Of course, sure. This game takes place in early 1900s, and each player is a circus owner who travels around Europe and gives shows and tries to grow his circus in order to gather the most prestige points, which is the winning condition of the game in the scoring track around the main board. So each player will travel the circus, will travel Europe and with his circus, and in every place he stops he tries to hire more performers, more personnel members, and do several investments in order to grow the circus. So in each game players will give 3 shows, and for each show they will have one set of preparation turns, which may vary from 5 to 7 depending on a player's vote. Because if they want to delay the game, they can just prepare more and get ready for the show. So each turn consists of 2 main phases. The first one is the action phase, taking place on the main board, and the second one is very fast. It's the distribution phase, where the resources you gathered are equipped on your performers. So the main phase takes place here, and what we do here is we place, using a worker placement mechanism, we do several actions, which is briefly, it's gathering several resources like rehearsals and costumes, supplies, etc. And we need them for our performers. And here you can just sell tickets and get your circus filled up with customers. You can also buy investment cards which offer special abilities and do several combinations. And of course you can hire performers and personnel who are placed available below the board.
Those are all cards?
Yes, all cards, and here there's some examples of the performers. Each performer has specific needs in resources in order to achieve a performance, and there are 3 levels you can achieve. You can just do a poor performance, a good one, and an outstanding one, and of course the goal is the best, because you have to pay them, and the payment is the same regardless of what they do.
Might as well get the best out of them as you can.
Right, you're right. So after gathering resources, you move them onto your performers, and actually after you move them, you're ready for the show. The 5th turn arrives. You just start with the show, and by then the starting player begins, and we go clockwise. And every person chooses the order each performer will appear. So you get the bonuses indicated below the level of performance you achieved. And after gathering all the benefits, you have to pay salaries. So this is the hard part, because you need to plan ahead for that and calculate what you have to pay, because if you are not able to pay, for every point you can pay, for every coin you can give, you lose prestige points. So there are 2 or 3 ways you can lose prestige in this game, and your marker can go back in the scoring track. So this is the main mechanic of the game. And after 3 of these shows, there are end game bonuses. There are regions in which each person has a specific, each country has specific demands. They prefer to see some of the categories available in the game, because performers are available in 5 main categories, like magicians and acrobats, and each category is specialized in specific benefits you get from them. So each country likes some of them most, but you already see on the other player boards what you are going to visit, then which country you are going to next, so you can plan ahead and get even more points from that. It's a game of lots of combinations.
How long would you think that it takes to play a game of Drumroll?
Generally, it takes about 25 minutes per person, but this is just for beginners. As you continue playing and you get used to the symbols, because the game is language independent, and it uses symbols for everything. When you get used to it, it can drop to 20 minutes and maybe less per person.
Okay, that's right. Well, the game sounds really fun, but we have to talk about a couple other things. First of all, the theme of this game. How did you guys come up with that? Because it's certainly fresh in all the themes that are out here. There are very few circus themed games. How did you guys come up with that?
Well, last year, about 1 year ago, I'm a member of Greek Guild of Board Game Geek, which is a very active community inside Board Game Geek, and we have an annual contest for new games. So I was excited to design a game for this contest. And actually, I thought that the market was really missing a Euro game with a circus theme, which is a theme that excites me very well. So I decided to go for it. And almost all of the mechanics of the game were based on the theme. So we created the theme, and we said, okay, you need performers. Each performer has specific demands, and you need to cover them.
Right.
And by thinking the theme, we started with Dimitris to build the mechanics. And some mechanics were nice, but they didn't fit at all with the theme, so we just throw them away. And this is how we started the game, and we were lucky enough to win the contest of last year as well.
Excellent. Well, congratulations. I love to hear when you start with the theme and then get the game, so we know it's not pasted on. All the mechanics will blend really well with that theme. Sounds awesome. Now let's talk about the artwork, because in addition to the theme, I think your artwork is wonderful. On the cards and the board and everything, it really gives you that idea of being in the circus, kind of fun and lighthearted, even though the game's probably a little more serious. Tell us a little bit about the artwork.
The artwork is done by Antonis Papandoniou, a fellow illustrator from Greece. I'm also an illustrator, but I'm right now occupied with design and publication. It's done by Antonis, and we worked together for several months to achieve the outcome you see here. And even though it is a Euro game, and in many Euro games the focus is on mechanics, and the illustrations are much simpler, we didn't want this. And even though we are a small publishing company, which started May 2011, we are a very new company. This is our first game.
Excellent.
We wanted it to be at high standards, so we needed strong artwork and, of course, strong mechanics as well.
Absolutely. Well, I think you've accomplished the high standards that you were looking for in both the mechanics and the look. So it looks like you're going to be successful. Is there anything coming up? You guys have any plans for some new games coming out, since this hopefully is doing really well?
Yes, we already have 2 more games coming up. The first one is a game about constructing space stations. There is an alliance after a galactic war, and all races have decided to build some galactic stations. So each person represents a race, and they all together build stations and compete who is the best one. The designer is right next. It's from Souvlaki Wars, Vangelis Bagiartakis. He's the designer.
Great.
And the second one is a game from last year as well, which is called Briefcase. And it's a deck building a game involving around business and buying companies, etc. Both games are going to be illustrated by Antonis as well.
Excellent.
And it's our policy to release the rules early, because we really want players to know what they're buying, and we are against blind buying. We want them we are against having nice illustrations and not showing any rules. Exactly.
Well, that sounds like you have an exciting future. We look forward to all the new stuff you come up with, and we really appreciate you taking some time out to talk with us today. So thank you, Konstantinos.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.